Well, Jake and I are back for another go at this. And Jake today learned a new skill. He learned how to jump up on the couch. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a positive or negative down the road, but he every day is learning something new. And today was the ability to jump up on our couch. Mind you, we had to throw a lot of ball before he got to the idea that the couch was a place he could jump up to. Hey, Jake? Okay, today I'm going to talk about the presidential candidates. Hate to do this. I get tired of thinking about Trump. He sickens me, to be honest. But wow, what a tempest in a teapot. What I'm referring about is Biden's speaking gaffes or his questionable mental acuity. Now, let me tell you what this old fart thinks about age and serving in the public. Personally, I think once you reach the age of 75, it's time for others to step up and for you, bow out. This goes for judges sitting on the Supreme Court, both a country's leader and the elected officials, from mayors to seats in Congress or Parliament. The fathers of Confederation never considered being elected to office was to be a career. When they set the limits for terms, they never thought anyone would continue to run indefinitely. When Washington called it quits after 2 terms, that became the norm. And when FDR got elected 4 straight times, limits were added to the presidency. Today, there is a popular push to set limits for how long a member of Congress can serve, and I support those efforts. It's not that I'm against elderly statesmen. Their knowledge should be tapped into as much as possible. First Nations people honored their elders and listened to their advice when making decisions, but knew that the decisions that were made were going to be done by the generations responsible for carrying them out. It doesn't mean people over 75 can't do the job. Hell, there's a lady, Hazel McCallan, was a very effective mayor for an Ontario city into her 90s. Joe Biden record has shown him to be an effective leader, getting more done in 3 years than many presidents did in 8 years. Heck, when people were searching out Henry Kinsey for advice, he was over 100, and they were still asking for his opinion. That being said, I can understand actually, Biden's habit of putting the wrong name to a person. Heck, sometimes I go through our entire family while I'm talking to my wife, and we've been married for 53 years. What I don't get is why is the media all over this? Biden sometimes gets a name mixed up, but his opponent gets facts wrong. Biden does not think the airports need defending in the 1800s. He does not confuse a political opponent to the Speaker of the House. He does not confuse his wife to a woman he sexually abused. Yet today, we think about an 81-year-old's mental ability rather than the 77-year-old one. Would I like to see different candidates? You bet I would. But that does not seem to be in the cards. So come election day, who do I choose? What do you think, Jake? Who should I pick? Should I pick the candidate who wants to kill the Affordable Health Care Act, to end abortion rights nationwide, who's a convicted sexual assaulter, who encouraged an attack on the Capitol, who believes the president can ignore the law and who can break the law without consequences? I don't think that's the one I'm going to pick, Jake. Now, how about the other guy? An old man who forgets or mixes up a name, who walks like an old man, maybe because he is. A man who occasionally needs to overcome stuttering before he speaks, who has turned the economy around, who stands firm with democratic countries under attack, who has returned the U.S. as a leader of the free world. Let me think about that. Nah, not really. By the way, talking about forgetting things or having problems speaking, Jake Tapper, who's one of the CNN correspondents and does a show, Earlier today, he stumbled over Biden's name, so it's not limited to old men. Would I have preferred a Nikki Haley versus any number of Democratic governors? Yep, hands down. But we need to deal with the cards that we have, not the ones we want. Anyway, that's my opinion on Biden's crippling mental capabilities. Y'all have a good day now. And maybe tomorrow Jake will learn something new. We'll let you know.